hand if you have or had a father? It's not a trick question. Everyone's hand should be up, technically. All right, lower them. Raise your hand if you ever learned something from your father. Hands down. Raise your hand if you're nervous about giving a speech about your father. All right. If you want to come up, take my spot. But most of my life has been shaped by this fascinating, hardworking Polish man. And my dad has given me many gifts, many lessons. And I believe that it's taken me sometimes years, sometimes decades to truly appreciate them. When I was a kid, I was very overweight. So my dad signed my sister and I up for some tennis lessons. It started as a fun after-school activity, but it quickly became a very serious sport. My sister's only 2.5 years younger than I am, but she became the number 3 player on the East Coast in her age group. Agatha Gorski, shout out. But for me, I wasn't very good. So while she was bringing home trophies, winning tournaments, I was getting yelled at in the backseat of the car on the way back home from practice. And I would come to my mom and I would plead and I would cry and I'd say, Mom, why does Dad keep making me go back? I hate tennis. And I was still fat. And she would say, Stefan, your father loves you, but he just doesn't know how to express it. And I remember being in a tournament and I figured out how many points my opponent had to win so I could leave. And I lost on purpose. Now around the same time, middle school, high school, academics start to become very important. And my dad back home, when he was growing up in Poland, he was sort of a math whiz. And he would help his teachers and professors grade tests, prepare lesson plans, and he saw math as this instrumental skill that helped him become a successful immigrant here in the United States. So when I brought home a B or a C, it wasn't just a bad grade, it was a foundational failure. And he would tell me, if you don't get better, if you're not the best, you're gonna end up working in McDonald's. And I slowly but surely saw success as this thing that would keep me away from McDonald's and not as something that I could work towards for a successful and interesting career. Now, my dad and I have fought many times. He's kicked me out, but I love him. He's my family. And we spend a lot of time together, and we're actually going to Oktoberfest in Vienna later today. But while he did paint this big, bleak, Big Mac-filled future, he showed me the world. Started going on father-son trips to historical places in the United States, like Philadelphia. He started taking me to France, Germany, Scotland. And he always made a point to show me the most historical places in those countries, because he cared about passing on history and culture. And now I love history. And more importantly, I love traveling. I know how to travel very efficiently, very happily, and very cheaply. And I'm actually going on a trip to Guatemala solo in November, which I'm very excited about. And my dad, when he was a young man, he also attended a trade school in Poland. He worked in many construction sites. For me, that meant summers filled with replacing the cedar siding on houses and on our house and other home improvement projects. Now, at the time, I resented him because I could have been spending time with my friends, but I learned how to be handy. Now, I love doing home improvement projects. I work on my car very frequently. I replaced the front bumper. I plan on replacing the exhaust. And I like helping others around the house. It's taken me years to appreciate the lessons and the gifts that my dad has given me. And I had to fight hard to shed my fear of McDonald's and sort of paint my own future and what to expect and what to work towards. But I don't think I'll truly appreciate or understand the things he's done for me, the things he's given me, and the gifts he's taught me until I become a father myself. Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Great.
Oh my God.